Hi, and welcome to Lippy Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our question of the week. Tom, what do you got for us? Did James feed you these questions?
No. James doesn't have any questions of his own. So my question for you guys this week is, have you ever had to leave an investigation because of the overwhelming activity that was going on there?
Yeah. A couple times. Mount Misery, we've ended.
Yep.
It was towards the end of the investigation
Yeah,
anyway, but we definitely could have stayed longer, but we decided to end it. Lake George Battleground.
That's the one that pops in my head right away.
There was one time, probably a couple times, but there was one time in particular. I remember we had a group of maybe 5 or 6, and we were in the gazebo, which is like the central location of the area, and we kept seeing a red light, but it wasn't your typical. It wasn't like a red flashlight, and it wasn't like, picture like a laser pointer, but a little bit bigger than that. But it wasn't moving like that fast. It would move very slow. And the feeling I got from it was just very, very negative. Like, just get out. And I called it. I called that night. We were at a place a long time when we first started back in 03, 04, Reed's Ice Cream Factory. We were there for maybe 10 minutes, and we're asking questions, and we asked, can you give us a sign on our equipment if you want us to leave? Our video camera turned off. Full battery was fully good, full tapes and everything. Camera shut off. And we're like, all right, well, let's get out of here. We left. We get in the car, and we checked all that stuff. We checked the tape. We checked the battery. Full battery, camera shut off. So yeah, there's been quite a few times where I definitely called an investigation because of the high intensity of the negative feeling that I got. But yeah.
The one that sticks out in my mind is Lake George, when Jake had his first experience on the pathway, and they call you and me over, and I go running, and I remember seeing a light, which I thought was Mike's flashlight, and it wasn't. And this light guided me, because I didn't have any lights on. It was dark. It was the middle of the night, and I literally just fucking ran. I just ran for it. To get over. And I was further out than you were. Mm-hmm. And I got there first. I remember running, following this light, and as the light fades, I see them on the ground in front of me. I was like, where's Mike? It was the first thing, and I check on them, and I remember we pull them out, and you went back to camp with Jake, I think, that night. You and Teresa at the time, and we took him back to the campsite. And then me and Mike talked for a little while, and we sent everybody else out. And I remember when we left the investigation, we crossed the street, and you felt the intensity kind of like leave. Like it was like a threshold, like you crossed that and you were fine. And I just remember you and me, I actually get chills thinking about it again. I remember you and me stopping and looking back, and just that overwhelming feeling of like, come back in and see what happens. Yep. And you just see the black things running back and forth, like they were guarding the area, and like going back in was gonna fuck your day up if we went back in. And we called it. We were like, nah. And I remember you and me like, it was the right call to make at that point. Yeah. So, yeah, that one sticks out in my head. Yeah.
How about you?
Have I left willingly, or have I been forced to leave? I've been forced to leave certain locations. I'm the kind of person where I feel like if it's, scarier, the better. That's just me. I might run away at first, but I usually turn around and run back towards the scary thing. My initial fight or flight gets me, and then I'm like, no, this is what I'm doing. I want to investigate, find out why this is happening. So, I mean, the one that stands out for me is an investigation that we had here on Long Island, and I went a little bye-bye for a little while. I was channeling something, it freaked everybody else out, and so pulled me out. That's, yeah. That's mine.
What about you, Tom?
I would say 2. First would be Sheep Pasture Park. The overnight, things went pretty crazy. And I mean, you made the call to get us out of there.
I did.
And then, on the way out, I saw something that, that was my instinct. I mean, we were already leaving, but...
Well, three of us saw it with you. Like,
but, I said out loud, I said, I don't know what that is, but we gotta go. Like, that was all... I think that's the only time on an investigation where I'm like, yeah, I want out of here now. Like, this is too much. And then my other one would be, the light bulb incident.
Rogers.
We
gotta go.
you were so green back then, though, too.
Yeah, I mean, I was
oh my God.
9 months into the group at that point. And when they say, if you want us to leave, make a loud noise and we'll leave, and a light bulb explodes, yeah, my first instinct was, yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
We went back down, all together a few
Right.
minutes later, but in that moment, it was like,
Yeah.
all right, so if you're being that obvious, you want us to go, we're gonna go.
It's always a little it's tricky for me and Mike, because there are cases where
Right.
we'll pull the team out for the safety of the team, where I think if it was just me and him, we'd probably stick it out longer.
Yeah, a lot of
If it was us or
times,
something like that.
when
But
right,
Yeah.
like you said, when you're running a group, it's not just about you. If
No.
if it's just about you, you're selfish and you're going to get somebody hurt. And there's a big safety factor here, and that's the difference. Like, we sometimes don't have a choice.
Right.
There's been times where Mount Misery Site 1, back in 05, there was many times where something would go down and the people in the team would be like, we gotta go. And it could be something so simple as a noise in the woods, and we gotta go, and it got to the point where we got a voice over the walkie. We asked, how many of you are here? And about 45 seconds later, we get a response over the walkie that says, there are more of us here. Person freaks out. Can we please leave? No, I'm not leaving now. I'm not going.
Right.
Because it's not negative. It's a response to something we're asking.
Right.
This is what we're asking
Right.
for. So what we did was, we're like, okay, you go back with the other team in a different area. We're staying to figure this shit out. So it's you got to really
balance.
determine what, when to leave and when not. There was a time we were in Kings Park Side Center, the quad, at nighttime. We had a group of we had 6 or 7 with us. And we climbed down the basement window. We come up the first flight of stairs, so we're on the first floor. And we go up the second flight to go up to the second floor. And the doors propped open a little bit. And the moonlight was kind of like shining through. It was like, if you walk in that door and walk across, it's a huge day room. And the moonlight was shining through, and I think it was Adam was he was like leading the group up, and we were walking up, and he looks, and he literally saw the light, and all of a sudden he saw something just cross the light and break the light and darken it out. And he's like, somebody's up here. And no person was there.
right.
So we stopped, and the feeling that came over us, I literally asked her, I'm like, what do you guys want to do? And everyone's like, let's get the fuck out of here. I just don't feel it. Like,
Yeah.
none of us felt right, and we
Yeah.
bounced, we left.
That's that same night at Mount Misery. That's that Sheep Pasture. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. I remember you and me went to go check the camera, and I'm really good with emotions and not having them when I don't need to. And I remember telling you, I was like, I need to shut off because I can feel something's happening, and everybody had experiences except for me because I knew it was coming, and I shut myself off. And then after a few minutes, I'm like, all right, we're done here.
Was that the time when we walked through like that?
You're the
Yeah.
first one that picked up on it.
I know, I felt special.
Yeah, you're the
That
first
like
one that
force
picked up on it.
field type.
Yeah.
It was like so weird because like it felt like it was gonna be like a really quiet night, and then we came around like that curve, and it literally for me it felt like just thick static. Like that's the best way I could describe it. It felt like I was walking through radio frequency, I guess you could say, and I was like, how does nobody else feel this? Like, are you kidding me? And that was with the creepy eyes. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a
creepy.
wild.
You know?
That was a wild night. That was the end. That was towards the end of our overnight. It was probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when we wrapped up. I remember it like yesterday. Great location. I love going in there. I love going in there.
And so still, the thing I remember about that was driving home after that. We got in the car and everyone just sat in
Everyone was
silence.
silent.
I remember
Yeah,
you and me were
word.
texting back and forth the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Because I was concerned about you, and I was like, "You okay? You good?" And we were just texting back and forth, making sure you were okay.
There's been times where like we've done Lake George Battleground,
Yeah.
and like it would be a crazy night where like literally we'd have 7 or 8 of us, and the entire team except for me and Dimitri, everyone's bye-bye, and we're right outside Fort George, and everyone's literally standing. Some people looking, staring straight at Fort George. Some people staring into the woods.
Everybody.
Out of nowhere, like they're all just staring in the woods, and we look at each other. We're like, "How the hell are we gonna get everyone out of here? They're all fucking gone."
And I remember your sister was with you that night.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like,
My sister-
"You entertain your sister. I'll take care of everybody else." And I'm running around like a
My sister was
lunatic.
there. So she's like, she's not a paranormal investigator at all. So
Yeah.
first investigation ever. She has no idea what the fuck to expect, and she's like, "Is this normal?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "This does not happen. This is a once in a blue moon thing." And she's like, "Oh." Like, she was like, "Holy shit." And we gathered everyone. We finally got everyone out. And I remember going back to the campsite. We're sitting around the campfire. Silence.
Yeah, nobody fucking talked to each other the rest
says
of the night.
a
And you
word.
were talking. That was about it.
Yeah, it was so crazy. So
I remember.
I don't know.
I remember that feeling because I remember looking up at the sky, and I was just like, I know where we are, but I don't feel like we're here.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest feeling. It was the weirdest
weird.
feeling.
It was weird. It was weird. But
I don't know, that place for me, it always has like a very negative feeling
right.
in Lake George.
Yeah.
It just does, and it does something to me. I know that like a lot of sensitives that go to that area get ill or overwhelmed by the feelings. So it was part of the French and Indian War, and there was a lot of messed up things that happened on both sides of that.
Oh,
So you know, revenge, but that leaves a lot of anger and confusion, I'm sure.
Right.
You know, because some people were ambushed and didn't even know what the hell was happening. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Plus the field hospital from the American Revolution there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's
There's a lot of
Yeah.
history over there.
It's stained ground. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's to be sure. But
Yeah.
yeah. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments section below. If you haven't yet, give this video a like, share, and subscribe. You can also click the little notification bell to know when all our content is uploaded to YouTube. So thank you guys again for joining us on this latest edition of Ghost News Network. And until next time, take care, guys.